And good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, Missy.
Hey. Myra was first. Okay, Myra, we got that.
Hi, Myra.
Morning, Donna. Morning. Oh, so the kids' party was good. I'm glad.
Kids' party was great. I still have a bunch here at the house, so I'm going to be saying goodbye to everybody. Emma, did you get your charger? I left it on the dining room table, on the coffee table. So it's going to be a little bit of interaction this morning with teenagers leaving. I think about 8 of them slept here last night.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. And I will probably be welcomed by my children any minute now because they were traveling home from Pennsylvania and left about 5:30 this morning. So I'm sure they'll be walking in the door.
Did you find it? Okay.
Good morning, Michelle Lathan. Thanks for coming. Hey, Rebecca, them flipping crooters in the house.
Rebecca, you're up early. Good morning.
Good morning, Tommy. How are you? Thanks for coming.
They're up early, right?
Yeah. I almost didn't get up. It's like really dark and dreary and raining. Perfect day for a funeral.
Oh gosh, yeah. What time?
2 to 6.
Client just sent me a text. Got to run. It's a Facebook
Marketplace sale. Marketplace.
Oh.
All right, good luck.
She calls Facebook Marketplace people clients. Oh, I have a different word I call them. And it's
good morning, Andar.
And it's not client.
You know what? You just be so surprised that everybody's different, though. I will tell you what. My husband, on his eBay store yesterday, sold a Lennox butter dish. Now, it wasn't actually yesterday. It was Friday night, I guess. And when I went to get it yesterday, it was chipped. And I don't think I missed the chip. Maybe I did. I don't know. It was under the lip of the edge. It was, you can't see it from the top, but if you put your hand on it, you can feel it from the bottom. And this woman had sent like a message about, oh my God, I'm so glad I found this. I just roped myself into this dinner party. I don't know what I was thinking, right? She wrote this whole thing, but thanks, I'm so glad I found it, right? So then now I find the butter dish and there's a chip on the bottom. So I said, all right, let's do this. Let me take some pictures. So I took like 4 pictures, from the top, from the side, from the bottom, and then a close-up on the chip. And I kind of wrote her like, I'm so sorry. When I pulled this from storage, I don't know if I just missed it or if potentially where I had it stored, it got knocked. But I just want to let you know, if you don't want it, I'll understand. If you do want it, I'd be happy to provide you with a discount. Didn't hear from her all day. And she needs it, like her dinner party Saturday, and she lives in Seattle. And from New York to Seattle, it's not going to come tomorrow. So, because that was one of the parts of the message she left, is that I really need this right away, which is not a problem for me. Sometimes I ship twice a day. I'm really good like that. So here's her response finally last night from to my husband, because like I said, it's just funny, it was on his thing. But he wrote, or she wrote, "Dear friend, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. And truth be told, knowing me, it would probably end up with a chip on it eventually anyway. Wink, wink. Your price was more than reasonable, so please do not discount it and send it on over. I promise I will not discount my review either. If anything, you just improved in my book. Thank you so much, and wish me luck on Saturday when the then now 14 couples show up for a sit-down dinner. What the heck was I thinking? And will be well as long as they don't open any closets or drawers. Ha ha. Have a great weekend, Dana." I was like, oh my God. I mean, talk about somebody who was so appreciative. I mean, so everybody's different.
I know. I know.
You know, I
Everyone's
think that could have
wild.
been so the other way. Oh my God, you screwed me now. I have this dinner party. I thought you were sending it. Like, like I've had things like that happen too, like where I can't find something or I didn't see a
Guys,
stamp.
I'm live. You need to keep it down.
And people have been like, oh, bait and switch. And I've had people go the other way on me too. But I thought that was unbelievable.
Blowing up the slide. Oh my God, there's still so many kids here. I got to show for the people that are not my friends on that I'm not friends with on Facebook. I kind of keep my personal Facebook page private. I'm going to show you this. Here, put me on full screen for a minute. This is what I dealt with yesterday. Look at this. There was like, I don't know, here, wait a minute. And then this is inside the house. They're all 17, 18, and 19 years old.
Oh, God.
Can you take Andar's banner off?
Oh. Yeah.
So they're blowing up the slide again. The neighbors are like, when's it going to be over? I was telling T this morning, there's a big banner in front of my house that says birthday bash. And a lot of these kids, all these kids have cars. So there was cars just lined up on the street for the birthday party. And I was sitting out front yesterday, and a lot of the New Yorkers, and most of my neighbors are from New York, they're all the snowbirds, we call them, they're all starting to come down. It's so peaceful when they're not here, but they're all, they're starting to come down. And I don't even understand why these people have these, these houses, these big houses, and some of them are just single, and some of them are, two, and they have their families come down for 1 or 2 weeks, either before Christmas or during Christmas or after Christmas. So some of them are couples, and now they're down in the nice weather, so they're walking. They go out and walk several times a day, and they walk around the neighborhood, and they're walking by the house, and they see all the cars and the big banner that says birthday bash, and they're like looking at that. It's like they can't read or something, or like it's like birthday bash, like it's a foreign word or something. The way they're like staring at my house, like giving me the evil eye as they're like walking past my house, like I'm doing something really bad. I'm doing something really, really bad. My husband actually had to go over to the neighbor's house next door. He's from New York. He just moved here with his wife. He's our age, T. He's maybe a little bit older. He's retired. He's an engineer. He's retired, and he sold his house in New York, and now he lives here full time with his wife. And he has a daughter, one daughter, and she's at college. She lives at college. And the other night, so my husband loves to barbecue steak on real charcoal briskets, not on the gas grill. So we have a slider out our kitchen door. So we keep it's like a big Weber grill that you put real briskets in it. We keep that by the
She means charcoal for anybody who doesn't know.
whatever they are. But we keep that by the back sliders, and that's where he'll barbecue with the briskets or charcoal, whatever you call it. My neighbor texted my husband and said, "Can you please not barbecue on the side of the house? The smell comes into my home." True story.
Yeah.
Girl Scouts honor. Who does that? Like, when I drive into the neighborhood and I smell someone barbecuing, I'm like, that smells so good. Maybe we should barbecue tonight when someone else is barbecuing.
Yeah, well, we talked about this the other day. It's like when I smell a fireplace, it's like, ooh, I got to start a fire.
My flippin' neighbor texted my husband and said, "Don't barbecue on the side of the house." Like, basically, he wants us to barbecue like in the backyard because the smell bothers him. That's the kind of neighbors I deal with. It's absolutely crazy.
I'll be kind. I'll be kind.
Oh, no, don't say it.
No, I'll be kind.
Don't say it. I know what you're going to say, and don't say it. Don't say it. You lose viewers. Yeah, so the audacity of someone to call and say, don't barbecue. Are you kidding? What's wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Are you guys all going on the water slide again? Oh my gosh. They're getting every money's worth out of it.
Well, that's good. They're not coming for it till tomorrow, right?
No, they're coming at 11.
Oh.
They're coming at 11, 24 hours. That's it. Not a minute longer. Actually, they delivered it while we were live, but it took them like a good hour to set it up, if not longer, to set it up, because they really, I mean, it's mammoth, and they stake it in with these big, huge, enormous stakes, and 2 people. It took them like an hour to set it up. So they got here at probably about 9-ish, right? We were live, and they probably left about 10:15. So they said they'd be back at 11. Good morning, Debbie. I love the smell of driving around or a park in the summer, and it smells of all the different people's barbecuing. I know, Tommy, right? Who doesn't love, so barbecue anyway. If he doesn't like it, then he can move. Donna, yeah, no. I live in the type of neighborhood where he'll be, I'm surprised nobody reported us, and I'm surprised the guard didn't call and say, party's over. But by 11 o'clock, they had turned off the music. I mean, they were still partying at like up until 10 o'clock. You can have a party here until 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock is their time limit after 11 o'clock. And then after 12 o'clock, there's no on-street parking. So if you're having like adults over for like a cocktail party or a dinner party, and it goes past 12 o'clock, the security guard will come along and tag all the cars that are on the street. If your guest can't fit in your driveway, then they have to get a special permission pass and go and park down at the clubhouse, at the pool. And they can stay there, not overnight, but they can stay there until later than 11 o'clock.
Oh my God. So good morning, Debbie. So Debbie had somebody in her live unboxing yesterday, and I apologize, Debbie, I didn't get to watch it live. I saw the replay. And the person's name ends in "for you." And everybody in the chat was saying hi T. So I'm hoping that her name ain't T. I'm hoping that everybody just saw the "for you" and just made a mistake. Because somebody texted me yesterday and says, "Do you have another channel?" I'm like, "No, why?" "Oh, there's somebody in Debbie Does Sales is live who has a perfectly for you or something like that." And everybody's saying hi T. So fair warning, it's not me.
No, Debbie says no, it isn't.
All right. Hopefully her name is not T. Good morning, Lisa Flipping Crazy. How are you today?
Hi, Lisa.
Good morning, Sandy Brown. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, Sandy.
Hey, just me, Kathy. All right. So hopefully that's not her name and people were just making a mistake. In fact, I think even Kathy might have been in there and said hi T. But it was just funny. I was like, oh my God, is this person's name really T? That would be funny. All right. I wanted to address something else. What was it? Oh, Debbie says her name is perfect for you. Yeah. She is perfect finds. Yeah. Yeah, but her name's not T. Okay. I hope that's not her name. All right.
Guys, I'm sorry. Let me just put this on mute.
Okay.
Don't put those in the laundry.
You're not on mute.
Up in front of the refrigerator. Because everything there needs to be washed now. And if you throw them in the laundry room, I won't be able to get into the laundry room.
You're not on mute, just so you know.
Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh. I put it on mute.
No, you didn't.
I did. I thought I did. Oh, is this mute? Oh, I put the computer on mute. Who's gonna do all this laundry? Oh my God. All right, well, good. She's taken 2 pieces. Sorry. Oh my God. And I have to get ready for the auction. So, for those of you who maybe didn't hear yesterday, she has her funeral that she has to do today, and I've asked Derek to do the auction for me today. And it is going to be a marathon. I'm going to keep going until I have lots of great stuff. I'm going to keep going. It's going to start at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and Derek said we can, stay on as long as you want. So, we'll see how long I stay on with Derek. And I'm just going to keep showing. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I don't know how I'm going to get it together, but as soon as I get off of here, I'll start putting together the lots. And so Derek and I back together again. We'll still have intermissions. Yes, we will still have intermissions. We're going to have to season Derek as to how we do things. I don't think he usually takes intermissions when he does his lives. And Donna, will we still have intermissions?
Everybody looks forward to the intermission.
I know. Oh my God, you should see how many towels and blankets and pillows and everything is coming in. They set up a tent in the backyard, so a bunch of them slept out in the tent. In the backyard, and it's a huge tent. It's like an 11, 12 person tent. I don't know what it is. Last year, my husband and I took, I think it was 17 or 18 of these kids for my daughter's 16th birthday up to central North Florida to this place called the Peace River. And when I think about the response, I had all the kids sign waivers. Parents had to sign waivers in case something happened or if they got hurt. I really covered myself because that's a huge responsibility to take 17 other people's kids. And so it was this place called the Peace River. And you drive to this, it's a campground. You drive to the campground and they bring a big trailer over to you and they drive, you put all your camping equipment, your coolers, your food, your everything on this big trailer, and then you get to pick what spot along the Peace River you want to stop. So the Peace River is 12 miles long, so we stopped at the halfway point after 6 miles, right? They bring
I don't know what it is this morning, but your microphone is very fuzzy, cutting in and out.
How's that? It was far away from me. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, can you shut that door? I'm live. Thank you, honey. So they take all the camping equipment and they drive it to the spot that we picked along the Peace River in their private campgrounds, and they have fire pits and stuff there for you, and you can buy wood from the people that organize this, and they drive your items to your campsite that you picked with the trailer, with the big truck and trailer, and then all of the people, us, all 17, 18 of us, however many went, we get on this big old school bus that's like all crazy painted, and it tows as many canoes as you need, 2 people per canoe. And so they drive us upriver. The stuff is downriver. And we canoed 6 hours. So much work.
Oh, yeah.
6 hours. And we had Boston with us. And he kept going from side to side on the canoe. And the canoe was like, I was like, oh no. And only one canoe tipped on the way there. I can't remember how many, tipped over. And so we canoed 6 miles to the campsite. Then you set up your tents, you cook your food. My husband and I, it's crazy you that we did this. We have great pictures. My daughter actually made an awesome video of the entire, the entire thing. Then you break down the tents the next morning. You know, I cooked breakfast for everybody. They were up until real, real late, sitting by the campfire, playing guitar. It was really awesome. And then we broke down the tents, put all the stuff back in the trailer, and they come and pick up the trailer and they bring it back to the campground. And then you canoe another 6 hours to the campground. So it's 2 days of canoeing.
Wow.
My arms were killing me. But you're going down river, but still, there's, you know, sometimes you're catching the flow, but a lot of the parts is just flat. So you really have to like canoe through the flat parts. And it's really beautiful. We did that with all these teenagers. Crazy, right? Crazy parents. Who does that? I don't know any parents that do that kind of crazy.
Good morning, Mark. How are you this morning? Thanks for coming.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, so so that was last year's birthday party. I don't know when these birthday parties are going to end. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But these water slides that they're making today, like these types of water slides, these are for older kids and adults. Like you would never pick a water slide like this for like a little kid's birthday party. This is these water slides that's in my yard right now. That is made for adult entertainment. Like, you know, if you were having a little kid's birthday party, yeah, you wouldn't be getting a water slide like this.
Yeah, well, they probably talk to people. And they, you know, all that blow up stuff now is so popular. They usually, those big slides, though, they do sometimes use those at block parties here. I know the one you're talking about, but that's hard, too, because the kids are all ages.
I mean, there's a big net at the top of it for the first, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 feet of the top of it where they can't, because that was my big concern. Like, what if they're all up there and they're horsing around and one of them falls off? Because it's 30 plus feet up in the air.
Yeah.
But there's a big net, so they can't get out of that enclosed area, you know, to fall out of it. Because that was one of my biggest concerns. I was nervous about that. You're always, you know, getting nervous about the kids horsing around too much. And there was a lot of boys here too. It wasn't just girls. You know, the girls get horse around, but the boys get rambunctious.
Good morning, Abraham.
Give me a hug and a kiss. Oh, thank you for
So
coming.
Debbie's asking what's going to be at auction. It's well, not really tonight, Deb. It starts at 3:00. Just okay, you know.
So I have a couple of really great jewelry lots. I have a bunch of toys that I still have to get to. I didn't have time yesterday in the garage, and I have to get to them because Derek is doing it, and he's the toy person. So as soon as we get off live, I'm going to dig those boxes out and get all those Legos and all those toys out of the garage.
Yeah, you better make sure you do the Legos because you had a lot of people asking on Friday night about the Legos.
I know. I mean, I did do the one lot, but I do have to get to them. You know what? I'm going to do my best. Listen, you know what? I don't stop. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to get them. I don't have any gaming lots for my gaming person. I didn't find any gaming lots in this storage unit, which I was really surprised about. I don't have any games left. I don't have any gaming lots. I'm going to pick some individual stuff to auction off. Like, I got that awesome bell. I think I might bring the bell to auction. What else do I have? Still have some new merchandise. I'm supposed to go meet my pallet guy today to go pull some more stuff out of the pallets. I do have some new merchandise, some toys, some clothes. I have a beautiful lot of belt buckles that I'm going to bring. There's some electronics. I don't know, but, you know, kind of like the same kind of stuff that I always bring, but just a different assortment of stuff, but similar. You know,
Tommy says we're so excited to have you guys on our morning show this week. Thanks, Tommy. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So that's Thursday morning at 10, guys.
Okay, Thursday, yeah.
And I just wanted to comment too, Lisa Flipping Crazy, she did put it in here that she will be having an auction this week on Auctions for You on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. She's going to post a preview video on her channel Tuesday or Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that if you want to see what she's going to bring to auction. Be sure to join that. And make sure you guys are all subscribing to one another and hit that notification bell. Don't forget to hit the like here at our channel, and make sure that you guys are subscribing. Appreciate it.
So what's everybody doing today besides coming to my 3 o'clock auction? T, what time do you have to leave?
Well, we should probably have to be a little there before around 1 as the family. My dad, oh my God, I want to kill him. I get it. He's so proud of his sister, and this was his oldest sister. She actually saved his life when they were like 7 and 8 or whatever they were. And my father still showed the newspaper clipping yesterday because when he was, I guess he was probably 5, she was 7 maybe. He was playing with the salt shaker and he dumped it by accident in his oatmeal when his mother wasn't looking. And in 1940, whatever that was, you just eat your food. You don't so he ate the whole bowl of oatmeal and he blew up like the Michelin or the Pillsbury Doughboy. And I mean, he had to have a blood transfusion, kidneys, the whole thing. My aunt went around to the neighborhood knocking on doors, asking people to donate blood. And they did a whole newspaper thing of this whole thing about how sister saves brother's life and this whole big thing. It was really, so my father never forgot that. And that's why my father, this is like his, I mean, he has another sister, but this was like his sister. And he's very proud of her. And my aunt was my whole family, I look back, I told you my father got a full scholarship to MIT, very smart. And my aunt went to work for Standard Oil in 1950 whatever, and both my aunt and my father were employed with the same company for 50 years. My father with the Daily News and my aunt with Standard Oil, which eventually became ExxonMobil, the whole 9 yards. But she also was very vocal and very in the community, so to speak. And she has a bunch of citations from the mayor's office and plaques, and just in the local village here on Long Island when she lived here. And she was like the trustee of the town and the on the library. I think she was like the president of the library and things like that. So she did a lot of things besides being the executive assistant to the vice president of Exxon most of her life. So my father's very proud of her, and he wants to bring all these citations. I'm talking, they're hanging on my father's den wall, because when my aunt moved in, he kind of set this one room up for her. It was kind of like her lounge. And I'm like, Dad, she wants to bring them to the funeral home to hang them up at the wake. And I'm like, this newspaper, this whole big, picture with all of her, I'm like, this is a lot to be bringing, And I don't mean this negatively, but my aunt hasn't lived here in almost 20-something years. So there's not a lot of people. She moved to Dallas when Exxon relocated from 42nd Street in Manhattan. And then she retired to Las Vegas. So it's not like all her friends and colleagues are coming to this. It's like 14 or 15 of us from the family, and maybe 5, 7 from maybe, I don't even know if there's going to be 40 people today. So to drag all this stuff, I'm like, wow, you're crazy. But he wants to do it, so,
Let him do it. Bless his heart.
I know.
So sad. So you can die from eating too much salt?
He dumped the whole salt shaker in a bowl of oatmeal and ate it. I mean, think about that. Yeah.
That poor child. He just ate it because his parents were probably like, "You're eating your food no matter what."
Yeah. Yeah.
No kidding. So you know what? There's a lesson to be learned here. If your child doesn't want to eat something, taste it because you know there could be something wrong with it. People just it's just so crazy. It's like I was in a store the other day and there was this woman and she was shopping and her child in the carriage was like screaming, crying, like probably like 2 or 3 years old. Bye, honey. Have a nice day. Thanks for coming. Um, screaming, crying, and she's like looking through the aisle, and the kid's screaming, crying. And I looked at her and I wanted, I was just like staring at her, staring at the child, staring at her. And I'm like, what is so important that you've got to buy that's on the shelf that you don't even hear your child screaming? Your child either needs water, food, a diaper change, or a good nap. Like, listen to your child. After losing a child, you really look at situations a whole lot different. You really have a much bigger heart for children, and you're much more understanding. And I never hit my children, but I would spank them. If they were bad, and I was famous for pinching them. I used to pinch them when they were being, unruly or something. I give them a little pinch and say, stop, and, but when Denali got diagnosed and the girls were only like, let's see, he was 8, so the girls were 6 and 7, and he was 8, and Massimo was 9. So 6 and 7, the kids can still be, a little paddle under the butt sometimes if they're being unruly. I mean, not like I didn't child abuse them, but just a little paddle.
There was one time in my boy's life that I could have probably been brought up on abuse charges. I just flipped out. I mean, my son was older. He was probably 13, but like I just went ballistic on him in the kitchen. Like just something snapped. I can't, do you know, I can't even remember what he did. But
I know. I know. So unimportant.
It was that bad. I was like, oh my God.
That all changed, after Denali was diagnosed. Like, I never, ever put my hands on my children again. Like, ever, ever, ever. Like, I would never pinch them or paddle their bottom if they were bad or even put them in timeout or punish them. I would get down to their level and speak to them about what they did and how we can change things to be different next time so that they don't do what they did. Like, I became a much more understanding parent, the type of parent that I wish everybody would be, instead of yelling and screaming at the kids and making them eat a bowl of salt. There's a lesson learned. Like, next time, taste it, and make sure that it's not too hot or too peppery or too salty. Find out why the child doesn't want to eat it. I remember being in a store and the girls were little. They were like 2 and 3 years old. They were in the shopping carriage at the supermarket. And my daughter, who was 3 at the time, maybe 4, she saw the Walt Disney movie Cinderella at the checkout. And she saw it and she kept saying, mine, mine, mine. And I kept saying, yours is at home. She had one at home, but she saw it on the shelf and she thought that was hers. No, Mama, mine, mine. And I'm like, no, honey, yours is at home. We have yours at home. This belongs to the store. And, you try to make a 4-year-old understand that, and it's almost impossible. Well, she threw a fit because she wanted it was her Cinderella movie. She doesn't understand that her copy is at home. She just saw her copy sitting on the shelf at the supermarket. And there was this woman in front of me, and she was looking at the way my daughter was behaving, and she saw me trying to explain to my daughter that her copy was at home, that this was for sale, it belonged to the store. And the woman was like, she goes, my children, if my children ever acted like that, they would get a good paddle in the butt, and we would put a stop to it. And I remember saying to the lady, you know what? You're absolutely right. I'm so glad that that stopped in your generation, because I don't paddle my daughter for something like this. I said, she doesn't understand. She sees this, she has one at home. And I was trying to explain to the old lady what I was trying to explain to my little girl. I'm like, are you kidding me that we live in this world? Mind your own business. Let me parent my children the way I want to parent my children. Oh my God, I'll never forget that day. It was so crazy. I've got my 3-year-old in the carriage screaming, Mom, Mommy. I got this old lady all up in my business telling me how I'm supposed to be handling my poor little girl who's screaming her head off. Stress. But yeah, I mean, you just have to, with kids, I had my children when I was older. So did you, T. So I think I had a lot more patience with my children.
Yeah, well, I had my oldest, I was just 19. Yeah.
I forgot about your oldest. Yeah.
Yeah, I was young. I was really young. I had such great patience with him. When the other one came along 13 years later, my 21-year-old, I lost a lot of that patience because I was.
Did? See, no, I think that I would have definitely not had the patience at 19 years old.
When I was just the opposite. I was just the opposite.
No, when I was 19 years old, life was all about me. It was all about me.
Still all about Donna. Who are you kidding?
I was traveling, and I was going to Europe. I was traveling the islands. I had a wonderful career. I had a beautiful, gorgeous car. I had my own apartment when I was in my early mid-20s. I would go get my nails done and shop on Newbury Street in Boston. I mean, I really, really I had in my 20s, I really, really enjoyed life. I mean, I didn't get married until I was 35. I had my first at 35. Had my first child at 35 and married at 35. Shotgun wedding. No, it wasn't. It kind of was, but it wasn't. We had planned to get married 2 years. Actually, we were engaged for 4 years. So we were engaged for 4 years, and we planned a wedding. And because of my husband's work, we had to postpone the wedding for a year because he got a huge contract. And there was just too much going on. So we postponed the wedding. We were supposed to go to Italy and have our wedding in Italy, but we canceled that, and we ended up having a beautiful wedding in Boston. But we knew we wanted to have kids. So about 3 months before the wedding, and we had a big mass, Catholic mass. About 3 months before the wedding, we had a bunch of friends that were having fertility problems, and they were in their 30s, and they were trying to have kids. And I remember saying to my husband, and we wanted to have a big family. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hope we don't have fertility problems like our friends are having. We literally had 3 best friend couples that we were friends with that were having fertility problems. So we stopped birth control, and guess what? Fertile Myrtle got pregnant right away. So I walked down the aisle. I walked down the aisle almost 4 months pregnant. We had to go to the priest and tell
let's just say I got married in February of 1985, and my son was born in August of 1985. So,
so we had to go to the priest. We still have a Catholic mass. This is her beautiful son. He's home. Yay.
God, I saw this telling me to stop.
Hello, Trump 2020.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, sweetheart.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Traffic was good. Everything was good.
Oh, no problems whatsoever. It was so nice. Such a beautiful. I mean, besides the rain and everything, but no traffic.
All right. Good.
If there wasn't rain, you probably could have got here.
All right. So they're home. I'm happy now. They're safe and sound.
Right?
No, because you know what? They left Pennsylvania at like 5-something this morning. And I thought about it, after they left, I'm thinking, they see these 2 young kids driving on the road. It's really a Saturday night still for some. Were they out doing no good? I get nervous about that,
I know.
No,
You know,
car at 5 o'clock in the morning with two young kids in it. Not that they're young,
No.
20s, but to me they're young.
Of course they are. They're definitely young. They're definitely young, and it's
But my
it is
boys are both so good. They're both so good.
such a relief when they walk in the door and they're home. There's nothing better than that. That's why when my son decided not to go to college, I was just so relieved because I need him home. I need him home every night. I just do. I need him. I was very different than most parents. Can't wait to send their kids off to college. Not me. I need my
No,
kids.
neither of my kids went away to college. My oldest one went local, and well, they both went local. I shouldn't say that. Brian went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, but to their campus here on Long Island, not to Connecticut.
Yeah, we have one down here in
Yeah, there's a
Florida.
couple in Florida too. And you know what's really good? If you go to that school, he can go to any of those locations for lifetime. Once you are, an alumni from them, you can go to any of their campuses for your life. He could go in there and record or, cut a demo tape or do whatever he wants. Not that he's pursuing a career right now in broadcasting. He should be, and that's why we went to school for that. And he got a job right after. But
I know a lot of kids go to school for things and they don't even, I think
he's going back to school again in the fall now. He's taking business.
Yeah, he'll always be able to use, the business, but it's like the guy, the salesman who sold us the roof on our house. He was young, and I was talking to him. I may have mentioned this in one of the lives before, and I was just chatting with him, and he said to me that he got a 4-year degree, and I don't know what, but he wasn't using it. He was working as a salesman for this roofing company. He went to school for 4 years and probably has 20 years worth of student loans that he's going to have to now deal with. And he got a job as a salesman for a roofing company. He said the money was just phenomenal. He says, I couldn't find a job. And I can't remember what field he was in that he took, went to college for.
Yeah, just a shout out to a couple of new folks that came in. I want to just say hello. Janaea, who says she's going to get pampered today, toes and then happy hour.
Good for her. Enjoy, Janaea.
Karen's at the beach. Good morning, Karen. Thank you for being here. Misha Renee. Good morning, Misha.
Good morning, Misha.
And we have the Jawhead Entrepreneur. Welcome. Good morning. And who else did I see? And David's reselling journey. David, thank you for coming. Appreciate you being here. Going to school. I mean, I went to school I just have a 2-year associate's degree. I didn't go 4 years to school. And I wanted to actually continue my education. I was going to be a doctor. That was my plan originally. I was transferring to a 4-year Stony Brook, which is a college out here on Long Island, which is very medical oriented. And then, of course, I met my current husband, and the rest is history, as they say, because I went back to school a little later after I had my first son. And, the schooling today, though, I don't know that you need, let me tell you something. I've made a doctor's salary in my career and I don't have a college education. So there's been points where I've been able to make that kind of income. And it really depends on what you do. Sometimes taking a trade, I mean, not freaking plumbers and electricians, what they make these days, you call a plumber, just to call a plumber these days is $200. It doesn't matter what's wrong.
I know it.
So you don't always have to go for 4, 6, 8-year education for things, because I see a lot of kids like the guy that you're talking about, your roof, that spent all this money on college and they don't even pursue the career that they went to school for.
Lisa wants to know if I made a thumbnail for today's auction. I meant to last night, but life just got in the way and life got crazy. I'll make it right after we get off.
All right, because she's saying she'll share and post a link.
Oh, thank you. Yes. No, I'll make it if you want to grab it from my YouTube page. But I'll make it as soon as we get off of here.
Yeah, so go ahead. Entrepreneur was saying that They learned more on graphic design from YouTube than they did in college. And that's true too. Sometimes, you see that all the time, even with life experience, right? Kids come out of college, they don't have any experience, they can't get a job. And, my cousin did that. She went into like 12 different fields, advertising, this and that, and everything else. And she landed up following in my footsteps, and she's in mortgage now. And she went to college for advertising.
I know. It is interesting when he says, he learned more on YouTube than he did than he would have in college. My both Angelina and Massimo, my two of my kids, they wanted to learn how to play the guitar. So my husband bought it was an app for Apple phones to learn how to play the guitar. And both my kids, it was like $100 for the app. And both my kids used the app, and they taught themselves from an app how to play the guitar. You should hear my son play the guitar. And my daughter yesterday had her guitar out, and she was strumming her guitar, and everybody was like singing along at the birthday party. It was really awesome. But yeah, they taught themselves how to do it. I know some people, and I'm sure there's lots of YouTube tutorials that that can teach you how to do that too. They just happen to use an Apple app on their phones so that they could just carry their little phones around and yeah, can you imagine? I mean, in our day, you had to pay like a teacher, a guitar teacher, hundreds of dollars to teach you how to play a guitar. Now, these kids are learning how to do it from an app, which is basically the same as like, jumping on YouTube and learning how to do stuff on YouTube. I mean, just like reselling. I mean, everything that I learned on YouTube from watching other resellers and tips and tricks and all of that. Jarhead, yeah, his 10-year-old daughter taught herself how to
Contortionist, wow.
Contortionist stuff via YouTube. It's really awesome.
I can't stand to watch the Contortionist. Like, sometimes I'll lay in bed and watch like some of the reruns from America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, and they'll have a contortionist on. I can't watch it. I'm like this. It's like a scary movie. When they're trying to put their, foot behind their head, and oh my God. Oh, so crazy. Oh, good, Mother. She's back. She says the sale went smoothly. So she made a sale. Woohoo!
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's funny. He said, yeah, that's where AG wanted. That's how come she wanted to learn from America's Got Talent.
11, they're coming to get it. Yeah. So, anyways, what else? What time are you going to be back to?
I don't know. My father wants to take everybody to dinner, so we made a 6:30 reservation. So probably, I don't know. And then my relatives are my aunt and my cousins. My 3 first cousins are here from, well, 2 of them from California and 1 from Seattle. So we'll probably spend time. Who knows? Maybe go back to Dad's.
Are they staying in hotels?
No, they're staying with my dad.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because my one cousin, her husband couldn't come. He just started a new job, and that was the wedding. We went to California last year. That was kind of the last time we all were together. And then it's actually a year. It's just about a year. And today's actually my oldest son's 7-year wedding anniversary. They got married on the eve of Superstorm Sandy 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And my other cousin isn't married, my one male cousin, and my other male cousin is divorced. So they didn't bring any spouses. So it's just the 3 of them. The 2 boys are sleeping upstairs. My father's got a 4-bedroom house. So the 2 boys are sleeping upstairs in the big bedroom. Used to be my bedroom growing up. And when my father still has twin beds in there. And then my aunt and her daughter will sleep downstairs where my aunt was living with my dad in her room. So my dad moved upstairs when he moved my aunt in, so he took 1 bedroom upstairs, and so my father has 4 bedrooms. He has plenty of room. So it's.
How old is your dad?
81.
81.
He'll be 82 November No, he'll be 81 November 19th. Let me think
Does
about
he
this.
does he
Yeah.
do anything? Does he do anything? Like, does he travel or does
Oh
he
my God,
like?
he does everything. He is such a hobbyist. It's not even funny. I made my feedback originally from my father and my son. My father sold a boatload of his camera equipment years ago, and he still has a ton of it. My father was so into photography. When I tell you we have photos upon photos upon, my father never leaves the house. We went to my son last week. Remember, we did that. He had a little brunch for his 21st birthday. Like, he came out of the house with my husband. I picked him up. He's got the camera around his neck. He never goes anywhere without his camera. So he had lenses and this and that and projectors and film. He just never stopped. Since I have pictures of myself, probably why I'm not shy on YouTube is because I was always on film and camera. My father, from the day I was born, he probably took a photo of me every day for the last 53 years. I mean,
Awesome.
really pretty funny. So like when mom passed away, we had, you know how if you've ever gone to a wake, they put now the family photo, like boards together with all the pictures of, we are at no loss. When it was my mom passed, we had to like decide like on four boards, plus my father had a thumb drive going, because now that's the new thing too, is they put a
Bless his heart. That's why he's so into doing that for your aunt too.
I
Because
know.
that's his life. That's what he loves.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of his passions is photography. The other is trains. So my mom passed away, and you never saw the man so quickly want to purge her stuff. And believe me, no disrespect to my father. They were married 50 something years, loved her to death. I mean, still kissed and hugged her, every day. There was never, well, no, there was a bad moment once when I was a little girl. I remember my mother packing her suitcase, but all couples go through that.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to run away from home myself, like right now.
Yeah, but we all go through that. I can't tell you how many ice cube trays or coffee cups I've thrown at my own. Or packed my bags. No, actually, I packed his and told him he can be on his way.
You have a question from Simple Fit Life.
Oh, Simple Fit for Life. Great question. Would you recommend getting into the mortgage or banking now that the kids are grown and looking at other choices? Well, here's the thing. I just retired from banking. I had 33 years in doing mortgage, and that's not true. I semi-retired. I'm still doing by appointment, by referral only. I hung my NMLS license with a company, and I'm really only doing it as I want to and pick and choose who I'm doing it for. Like, one of my good customers for years just came to me, my brother, like, I'm keeping it very, very kind of low key. I'm not, soliciting or anything, although I could,
Yeah, so if anybody needs to remortgage or get a mortgage, T can do it in any state in the United States.
Licensed in 50 states. But here's the thing, and I will tell you, everything is so automated today. I mean, I worked for Big Blue for the last 10 years, right? Chase, you guys see all the advertisements. All you need is this now. You have your Chase app. You can take a picture of your check to deposit it. Most people have direct deposit. Well, mortgage is going the same way. You can apply on here now. You can upload all your documents. You don't even need somebody like me. Now, some people and we still had people in the bank who love to come in, sit down, go over the paperwork. And I'll still do that with the company I'm working for. I go to their office. I'll meet customers. We'll go over all the paperwork. Some people are like that. Some people aren't. Some people, that's why Quicken Loans become successful in the last couple of years, because a lot of people just want to use this. They don't have the time in their life to go into a bank or to go into a mortgage company and sit down. So is it something you can also do from home? Yeah, you could do it from home. It's so portable today. it doesn't pay what it used to. I mean,
I want to welcome in Justin. Good morning, Justin. Thank you for
good
joining
morning,
us. We're actually getting off in just a few minutes because I have such a really, really busy day. But we've always used mortgage brokers to get our mortgages, you know, because my husband is in the buying and selling of homes. So we've always used a mortgage broker. And a lot of people don't know that a mortgage broker, they get paid by the actual financial institution that they are able to get the mortgage. So so it costs you nothing to get a mortgage broker. And what they do is they look at your numbers and the type of loan that you're looking to get, whether it be like, there's different loans. There's loans for a second home. There's loans for vacation homes. There's loans for investment homes. So he'll look at the type of loan, the type of home that you're buying, and he'll present it to, like she refers to, the big blue Chase or, you know, all the big banking institutions, and he or she will find you the best loan. And then it's Chase that pays him. You pay him.
Right. I was a mortgage broker for years. I mean, that's what I did. I would, you know, my aunt and I had the business together. She actually started in 1986. She was a realtor and then opened. You could be both at the time. You could be dual. You can't anymore. It's a whole, you know, there's a whole, with the Dodd-Frank and everything has changed. You can't be both a realtor and a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
But I loved it because, to your point, you could shop that mortgage, and you know, you basically competed for the customer to get them the best rate and the best points and the best this and that and everything else.
And a lot of people don't know that. They think mortgage broker, they think it's going to cost them more money on top of, like, so they'll go to the bank and try to sit down with someone to, you know, figure things out. But and a lot of first-time home buyers, they don't know that either. So, you know, I'm always telling people, contact a good mortgage broker, you know, because they will hustle for you, they will work for you, they'll get the best rate for you, and then they get paid by the bank.
Yeah, I mean, it's example too, working for Chase, I had this, you know, it's almost like you have blinders on. Like, we could only do a 660 credit score or better. We could only do this. They're like, now that I'm with a broker again, I mean, they're really a national banker, but they're like a broker. We still shop for the best rate. And I mean, heck, I can even put loans with Quicken. It's like weird. It's crazy today. But, you know, like when you go into a bank like a Chase, you really are very restrictive. You have to have the right credit score. You have to have the right down payment. And they don't do like reverse mortgages. Like some of the older people now are looking into doing reverse mortgages, living off the equity on their home, things like that. Like, I can do all that now. Construction loans, fix and flippers. Like, we have a product for them, people who fix and flip houses. So I have a lot more avenues. Like, one of the customers that came with me, they couldn't stay at Chase because their FICO score had, unfortunately, they got, you know, husband lost his job and they got credit card heavy, and the score dipped below like the 660 that we can do a cash out, what we call a cash out refi, and pay the debts off. Chase is restricted of that. I wouldn't have been able to help the customer anyway. So they came with me here to the new place, and you know, and not to mention the rates better. Like Chase, you know, and I don't want to badmouth Chase. I mean, they're a great organization. They did right by me for 10 years I was there, but they're not always the best rate in town. Oh, you know, they love the jumbo market. If you're borrowing $1 million, they love you. If you're a doctor or a lawyer, they love you. But when you're just the regular mom and pop, and especially if you're borrowing less than $200,000, we're priced out of the market. We're not priced right. So, you know, this is an advantage to take other opportunities as well, which is nice. So,
yeah. So,
what is Myra saying? It's Jacksonville at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can have, they're talking about the noise and stuff like that. Do you work with real estate investors or recommend someone that does? Yeah, like the fix and flip people. I have programs for that, if that's what you mean. You know, if you guys are in that business. Now, keep in mind, like anybody else, I'm sure, you got to have experience. Like, you can't just come to us for your first fix and flip. Nobody's usually, you need a private money lender for that, what we call private money lender. And they are out there. I did my first fix and flip with a private money lender myself, but you know, it's not a business I even liked. We got away from it. They need to love and know we're trying. So yes, so simple, fit for life. If you're looking to get into something today, as you know, listen, we all resell here, a lot of us. That's not a bad business to be in, because online marketing, online stuff is the way to go today. Whatever you can find to do online, that's the wave of the future. Brick and mortar is going away, even to the banks. The banks now are becoming this cafe, Starbucks feel. You'll see if you walk into some banks now, we're starting to put tablets in. They're going to go do away with a lot of tellers. So there's a lot of changes too, even when it comes to the banks that you know, and look at how many stores and stuff are going away. It's not going to be brick and mortar anymore. It's going to be all online. Good morning,
Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny just popped in. What is Myra talking about? Don't air your dirty laundry on the net. Did I say something that I shouldn't have said, or did you say?
Did I?
I don't know. I don't know. I was like reading back to see who she was talking with, and I don't see it. I hope I didn't say something inappropriate.
I hope I didn't either.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Meanwhile, Myra, I think you made a comment way back when asking about a vegan. Were you asking if my father was a vegan? No, he's not.
I have lots of dirty laundry in front of the refrigerator in the kitchen, like literally a huge pile of it. Maybe that's what she's talking about. It's all of the towels and blankets and pillows from the kids from the overnight sleepover and the butterfly. I don't know. Maybe she's behind on the chat. Don't air your dirty laundry. But honey, I gotta go, sweetheart, because I've got so much to get ready for. You guys, don't forget, I'm going to be back on my channel at 3 p.m. today, 3 p.m. Eastern time. I have lots of great stuff. It is going to be a marathon. I'm going to just see how long Derek will go for. And I'm just going to stay on the air and sell. And I'll
miss you guys today, but we'll be back on Tuesday night right here on the channel with Donna. Will have more great stuff for us. And then Wednesday, don't forget, we have Lisa flipping crazy. And then Friday, we'll be back on Donna's channel. We'll be back in business again for the week.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, T, I'll talk to you later. And everyone, I hope I see you at 3 o'clock today. And please give T a thumbs up. And I'll do the notification in just a moment. So, Lisa, if you want to go on my kids, they went to Dunkin' Donuts. I told them I wasn't making breakfast for everybody. I made lunch and dinner for everyone. I'm gonna do breakfast. I can't. I have too much going on. So they went to Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Bye-bye.